Hello everyone. Today we will be replacing the voltage display of the Sur Ron battery. You will need a Allen key, 2.5 millimeter, to remove all the screws around the top cover. So I will use my electric screwdriver. Next thing you want to do is make sure you don't rip off the gasket around the top of the case. So mine is tucked in correctly. Oh, not here. So I will just remove it away from it just in case I damage it, because they look fragile. Put that aside. As you can see, there's not much wire length left to be able to flip it over, but I will change the angle. Okay, the battery's on its side now. You will need to remove this connector here, which is the thermistor, like the temperature sensor packed into the cells. So I will just cut like that yellow glue off in between the balance connector, and just work your way really slowly. Make sure you don't cut the board or anything stupid. It's not difficult at all. You just need like a long nose plier. Once it's cut here, you just turn it and it will peel off. Now you will need to depress the tab here and pull on the connector. So now that's away from the battery, there's no risk of shorting this thing out. There's nothing coming out. You have two choices now. You can remove both positive and negatives from the pack, or you can just remove the positive. To make it easier to work on the battery, I really recommend you guys to just remove it completely and just work with the BMS. It's only 3 screws. It's not that difficult. So let me flip it back up and I will show you how to get these screws out of the way. Okay, the battery's up. I will show you how to change the display without the battery attached to it. So you will have to take your cutter and cut the glue off and take your long nose plier. Mine sucks because there's like no grip inside, but use some with grip. You can just get like turn it and it will rip apart. Just make sure that the screw head is really clean and there's no glue left in it, or you will strip out the head. So one thing, remember which is positive and which is negative. I've used my marker here to put a plus and minus just in case I'm stupid enough to put it backward. Okay, BMS power is disconnected from the battery. Just make sure you mask off the positive and negative in case like you drop a tool or something and short out the battery. There's no protection left in it, so you should really do it. So you will need to remove the balance harness. The reason is you can't flip the BMS on that side because like the charge positive wire is really short, and the only way to access it is to flip out the BMS completely. So we will have to remove the glue here again. Just make sure you don't hit the board. I think best would be to use, again, a long nose. Oh yeah, it's way easier. Just work your way around really slowly and it should come out in almost one piece. You don't need to like completely remove the glue, you just need to remove it on top of the little tab to be able to disconnect it, just like that. Press the tab. Just check out this one. Yeah, you press on it like this. Oh, mine was really bad, so I hope you guys like get a little bit less glue than mine. There you go. All the pins are still there, all good to go. Okay, so you don't need to remove the top of the BMS. You need to remove the BMS itself, and you have 4 screws here that you will need to remove the glue again, which is, well, like I said, it's not that difficult, you just need patience. I already removed glue over 2 of the screws to make the video a little bit shorter. Well, that one will be tricky because the glue is all over the place. Just cut it off. and there you go. Take your Phillips head screwdriver. That one is a little big. You get something smaller. Okay, so now we can access the display, but mine has a little twist. They put like a ton of silicone on the display connector, so best would be to remove it here and also on the display itself. And I will have to also cut the silicone off. Well, I can peel it off. It's not that bad, to be honest. Yeah, and it's also silicone, which is really, you just take a cutter and it will be fairly easy to do. I will go online and buy myself a new pair of long nose pliers. There you go, finally. Depress the tab and disconnect. So now you should be able to move the BMS out of the way, just like I did. And yeah, harness goes. Nothing's damaged, perfect. You got silicone over the screws. Again, you need to clean it off, remove it, take your long nose and peel it off. Yeah, it's a Phillips head, so. Should be a third one here. there you go. This little guy is your issue. You got some tabs here. You need to work 2 at a time. Okay, so you got your new display. Oh, sorry. We will reinstall the new display the same way. So just place it down at the bottom. Make sure the clicker here goes in the spot here. I'm not sure, well, I don't think I will put some silicone on these screws. I really doubt that they will like become loose and fall in the battery. This is the main reason why they use glue on every connector on every screw, just in case one falls off and goes into the battery, you won't get a massive short. So that being said, I may change my mind and use a little bit of silicone or RTV. I wish I had that yellow glue because it's actually easier than silicone to remove. But I don't. Make sure the clicker, yeah, right side, all clean. Dried out a bit. There you go. Okay, so your new display is in place. You connected the harness here. Just make sure the wires are going in the exact same place they were. When you see like a white sheet like that, it's to protect against high temperature. So this one probably is touching the heatsink. The one at the bottom right here also has a fiberglass sheeting. That's again because of the heat. So this one goes under the BMS. And I just touched the black RTV that I just put over the screws. Sorry for that. So, yeah, this is perfect. So we just need to put back 4 screws, put back some RTV, silicone, glue, hot glue, anything you have, just in case one, let's say one is tripped or is like with vibration falls off into the battery, it can short out some cells. So That is the reason they use glue everywhere, so nothing can fall inside the battery. I'm using black RTV because, well, I ran out of normal silicone. So, okay, so when you're ready to reattach the top, start with the ground wire. Then move to the two balance cable here. Make sure they're fully connected. It's not possible to put it backwards, so don't worry about that. Connect the positive. Don't forget your gasket. I'll show you in a few seconds. Make sure you put some glue on each and every of these connectors. These ones are really easy to remove. Just watch, probably just with vibration. There you go. So make sure you put some glue, because without this wire the battery will stop working. Once all done, all the bolts secured correctly and with silicone, locking each screw and each connectors, you should be good to go to put it back together. But before you do, you need to make sure the gasket is inserted all the way in the slot here, so you won't pinch it or whatever. Then you just need to put the cover back on and put the 10 X screws in, and you're good to go. And also, again, the display won't be accurate, but as soon as you use it or charge the battery just a little, it will go back to where it should. Mine was at 79 before I removed it, and once I changed it, it was at 22%, but as soon as I charged it and discharged the battery a little, it went back to 79% where it was before. So there you go.